Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, a touch of the west of Scotland, or well, certainly Glasgow and Edinburgh anyway, in the two dugouts in the east of London. Interesting to see that Marko Arnautovic got a big hug from each of his former teammates as the handshakes were exchanged and the pre-match formalities were being done with all the team lineups and the photos and all that stuff. And I'm sure that Michael Oliver was very pleased to walk out onto a football pitch and pick up a ball and get back to business. And we wish him a quiet one tonight, though he might be lucky, because this is going to be very, very tense indeed between West Ham United and Stoke City. You could certainly make a case for West Ham being only 3 points short of safety. It would take them to 37 and above Watford into 12th in the table. Tough to see them going down from there, but Stoke City, who have played 33 games to West Ham's 32, have only 27 points and have failed to win any of their last 9 games. Interesting, talking about the managers, that West Ham were 18th when David Moyes took over. They are 14th now. Stoke were 18th when Paul Lambert took over. They are 19th now, Chris Sutton.
Look, it's been a tough season for both teams. I think David Moyes has done exceptionally well as West Ham manager. I really do. You think of the mess he had to come into and the turbulence which there's been at the club, and the injury list which he's had to deal with. You know, big players out: Obiang, Reed, Collins, Antonio, Carroll has been out long-term, Lanzini, and he's had to scrape a side together at times this season, but they're still hanging in there.
It is Stoke who will get this game underway. They'll be kicking from right to left in their red and white striped shirts, white shorts, red socks. West Ham United in the claret and blue and white shorts, of course, with bubbles teeming out of those machines on this near touchline. It's Stoke who get us underway, and the first throw-in of the game will go their way. These are the teams: West Ham United, Joe Hart in goal, Declan Rice, Angelo Ogbonna and Aaron Cresswell make a back three. It's Zabaleta, Kouyaté, Noble and Masuaku in a middle four. Then Edmilson Fernandez and João Mario supporting the former Stoke striker Marko Arnautovic. It's a back four for Stoke. Zuma in for Johnson is the only change to their lineup. Shawcross, Martins, Indy and Peters make up the back four. We have Bauer, Allen, Njai and Ramadan in the middle, with Shaqiri playing off Mama Biram Diouf. And it is going to be a throw into Stoke City, about 10 yards inside West Ham territory. Kurt Zuma takes it away on the right-hand side. It's cleared away by Mark Noble, lofted back in towards Ramadan on the edge of the West Ham area. Declan Rice, this young, promising central defender, got his head on it. Then another header won by Angelo Ogbonna, and João Mario can turn it away towards the left touchline, where Masuaku wins himself a throw-in off Moritz Bauer.
You just wonder the approach from both teams. I don't think this is a must-win for West Ham. It is a must-not-lose, but for Stoke, they need to come away with 3 points, and it looks like they've maybe matched West Ham up with a back three.
I don't know, is Zuma not playing right back? It's a free kick to West Ham, midway inside his own half of the field. Kouyaté was caught, so Kouyaté picks himself up.
Well, Bauer's got good energy, hasn't he? Just playing a little
Great
bit
energy,
higher
actually, yeah. Here's Zuma with the clearing header for Stoke City, dropping to Joe Allen just short of the halfway line. Joe Allen, not the tallest, beaten in there by Mark Noble, to whom the same applies actually. But West Ham have possession. João Mario out to this near side. Kouyaté plays a 1-2 with Edmilson Fernandez. Now Zabaleta, swung in by Zabaleta, little flick on. This is dangerous. Masuaku on his left foot inside the penalty area. Let's save at his near post by Butland with his left foot, and the ball balloons away to Xherdan Shaqiri. Good start by West Ham United, only into the third minute of the game, and a save at his near post from Jack Butland to deny Masuaku. West Ham aren't done yet, but now Edmilson Fernandez has lost possession to Shaqiri, and Diouf to his right-hand side. Ramadan, nice turn from right to left, and his shot is patted down and treated with respect by Joe Hart, but Hart was unlikely to be beaten by that. Good start.
Yeah, good start. Masuaku down that left-hand side, getting to the byline, a cross shot. Butland at his near post. It's a foot to it, scrambles it away, and then Stoke on the break. And Stoke's problem under Paul Lambert has been their inability to score goals. 7 goals in 10 games. He's sort of sorted the defensive issue out. Conceding over 2 goals a game under Mark Hughes. He's shored it up. They just haven't scored enough goals.
Speaking of which, there's Arnautovic, who scored 9 for West Ham after a barren start to his time at the club under Slaven Bilic, but he's grown and grown into West Ham, and they've learnt to love him very quickly. And you cannot help asking yourself the question, Chris Sutton, would Stoke City rather have the 25 million quid or the 9 goals that Arnautovic has scored for West Ham?
Well, I think that is an easy one. I think the impact which he has had at West Ham, he's been the key man this season. They haven't had a talismanic figure since Payet. I feel that he's the closest thing they have. He's been inspirational. His goals, his assists, his work ethic, and a lot of doubts about him when he signed at West Ham. Had an indifferent start, sent off in his second game.
We're back at the London Stadium. Not sure what happened then, but you haven't missed anything. It's West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0 in this big battle at the bottom of the Premier League. West Ham have a throw-in on the right-hand side, midway inside their own half of the field, taken by Rice to Ogbonna and lifted away to Cresswell. Past fit today. Aaron Cresswell had a little knee problem. Joe Allen with the header forward. Kouyaté there for West Ham inside the centre circle. And Declan Rice plays it back into Kouyaté, who just has a light bandage on his right wrist. And here's Masuaku, found by Cresswell, trying to swing a ball in towards the Stoke penalty area, deflected away. And is that going to be a free kick? Michael Oliver's had a look at that, and he is indeed awarding free kick to Stoke City. Midway inside their own half of the foul for a foul on Badu Njai, who's done really well for Stoke since he came from Galatasaray. A lot of money, mind you.
Yeah, good legs in the middle of the park. I think he has made a decent impact.
He's 14-15 million pounds he cost, and Shaqiri's gone down, he's not getting anything. Noble launches it long, testing and teasing Shawcross here. Arnautovic has got it, doesn't have much support, but he's left Shawcross, and Butland had to shovel it behind at that near post again. That's what Arnautovic can do all on his own.
I think in the early stages especially, we're going to see a lot of that from West Ham, hitting balls in the channels for Arnautovic, his power, his pace. Just a little shift past Shawcross, trying to fire it across the goal, and Butland going down smartly, a save he should make.
And you know he'll be up for this, Arnautovic. If he had a problem with anyone at Stoke, I think it was Mark Hughes, not anyone else at the club, but it's his former club. It's a huge game, it's his kind of night. The corner kick is taken short and cleared away by Ryan Shawcross, and West Ham have turned a corner into a throw, which Masuaku will take on the far side of the field. But it's a good, promising, zippy-nippy start to the game, and West Ham have started slightly the brighter, but they've rather softly been caught offside, Masuaku, and it's a free kick to Stoke.
Interesting how both sides set up. West Ham play with a lopsided back line, if you like. We'll see Zabaleta will play tucked in that right wing back situation. Masuaku, he's a left wing back, but he'll play higher up, and I think that's what Paul Lambert has done with Bauer. He's gone man against man, Masuaku and Bauer.
Interesting. Paul Lambert has definitely had an impact on Stoke. They have become harder to beat. Their problem is that by the time they appointed him, it's wins that they've required.
Yeah, the appointment was too late and gave Paul Lambert not a great chance.
Shaqiri's little touch, then it's played to Bauer, back to Xherdan Shaqiri. He gives Stoke a chance. Shaqiri, he's the little bit of magic in the Stoke squad, unquestionably. Shawcross picking up a clearance, tucking it into Njai. That's a good ball into Shaqiri, just to the right angle of the West Ham penalty area, playing it out to Moritz Bauer. Now Njai in centre field for Stoke, halfway inside West Ham's half. Joe Allen is there, he'll let Shaqiri take over. Shaqiri's little left foot ball whipped into the West Ham penalty area, unchallenged, and easy clearance for Ogbonna. And Njai now for Stoke, finding Eric Peters on this near side, still inside West Ham's half of the field. Ramadan being chased by Zabaleta, being pushed back towards the halfway line, but Stoke enjoying a good little spell of possession here as it's picked up inside his own half by Bruno Martins Indi, and back to Jack Butland, who's already made a couple of decent saves.
Yeah, he has. I don't, and we see the way West Ham have set up, I don't think that they'll chase the game. I think if you offered David Moyes a point at the start of the game, he would have taken it, and that might sound ridiculous because 3 points will keep them up, but what he doesn't want to do is let Stoke back in and close that gap.
Absolutely. Kouyaté was trying to find Arnautovic. Martins Indi fed it back to Jack Butland. Long clearance from the Stoke and England man, Mama Biram Diouf, who's played everywhere this season, hasn't he? He was right wing back for at one stage for Stoke this campaign, Mama Biram Diouf. He's back up top now, where I would imagine he prefers to be. Zabaleta for West Ham. Arnautovic and João Mario are forward. It's in towards João Mario. One in the air by Shawcross. And Eric Peters was just that little bit stronger than Edmilson Fernandez. And Peters then runs into a sliding block by Pablo Zabaleta. Big round of applause for the Argentine from the West Ham fans, but it's a Stoke throw-in, and we've played 10 minutes here on 5 Live at the London Stadium. West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0. This is Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and I think that time Diouf had made the run into the left-hand channel. Wanted that ball played early in behind the West Ham back line from Peters. It's been an edgy start, hasn't it? A nervy start by both teams.
Declan Rice with the clearance for West Ham. The ball curled out of play and then back in again, spotted down on this near side by Stuart Burt, the referee's assistant, and it's going to be a Stoke throw-in. Eric Peters seems to have sidled down that touchline rather further than I expected him to, but he gets away with it, and Jai plays it out towards Kurt Zouma. Zouma for Stoke City, down the line to Moritz Bauer. Here's Zouma again on loan, of course, from Chelsea, finding Ryan Shawcross. Shawcross right-footed, a little bit of backspin on it as he flipped it up towards Mama Biram Diouf. Bonner's header comes to Kouyaté. Not sure what he's doing, Kouyaté, but he's fouled on the edge of his own penalty area. It's a little bit fortunate there, I thought. He was running himself into a spot of bother, but Shaqiri just caught his ankle. Ball is still in play, is it? It's just rolled over the touchline. It's going to be a Stoke throw, Martins Indi.
That's what I thought, Steve, that Stoke might do. That last few seconds, I thought they might come out of the traps and press West Ham really high and put them under pressure. Maybe what Southampton did here not so long ago, going with 2 up, being positive, getting picked off, went against them.
Here's Shaqiri, plays it into Bauer. First time shot saved by Joe Hart.
That's the first real opening for Stoke. That man Shaqiri involved. Ramadan into Shaqiri at 25 yards out. He slides a ball left foot into Bauer. This Bauer sort of 12-15 yards out at an angle. No real conviction in the finish, and Hart made a smart save.
Yeah. And West Ham are attacking now with Masuaku down that left-hand side, almost on the byline, being hustled and harried by Kurt Zouma. West Ham have the throw-in. It came off Zouma last. I think they missed Masuaku, West Ham, in that 6-game ban, remember, for the spitting incident against Wigan in the FA Cup. But he gives them something down that left-hand side.
Yeah, he gives them good width, and when you think they've struggled in that area all season, there's an attacking force down that left-hand side. We'll see Zabaleta just sit in a little more from the right-hand side. That's where West Ham will get their width.
Worth repeating, I think, as well, that David Moyes has been able to include both Andy Carroll and Manuel Lanzini amongst his substitutes tonight. Potentially big players for him. Lanzini certainly, Carroll if fit. The ball has gone out of play for a Stoke goal kick away to our right-hand side, to be taken by Jack Butland, and one of the little subplots about this game, and I suppose you'd have to read a long way down the column before you reach this little subplot. But 2 England goalkeepers here. You'd expect them both to go to Russia in the summer, but we still don't really know who's going to start the first game, do we?
I think it's Jordan Pickford. He looks to be in the driving seat
13 played on 5 Live from the BBC. It's West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0 in this crucial relegation encounter. West Ham have a throw-in on the far side of the field. Aaron Cresswell is going to take this. Almost on halfway, launches it long towards João Mario, straight onto the head of Ryan Shawcross. Noble with a little cushion touch back into Cresswell, and West Ham have possession with Masuaku. I think he was caught there by Joe Allen, but he hasn't got a free kick, and Joe Allen's found Mama Biram Diouf. Here's Shaqiri, who loves the ball on his left foot, of course. Finds Njai out to Eric Peters, halfway line, crosses that line now, curls it into Mama Biram Diouf. Good control on his chest, but Declan Rice was well placed for West Ham to take it away from him. And Badu Njai, sorry Chris.
And he's too isolated there, Diouf. If they are going to hit long balls into him, they need to get bodies in and around him.
It's a foul on Njai. Midway inside the West Ham half of the field on the left-hand side. That's Shaqiri's job, isn't it? He's playing quite well. He's basically got a free role, Shaqiri, because he's basically their best player.
Yeah, go where you like, but he needs to get in touch with Diouf, playing that number 10 role.
He's going to take this free kick, Shaqiri, left-footed, curling towards Ryan Shawcross, volleyed away by Declan Rice and picked up by Moritz Bauer. The Austrian launches it high into the penalty area, downward header, no real strength on that at all, and Joe Hart makes it his very comfortably indeed, and then launches it right-footed away downfield towards Marko Arnautovic, who is getting some boos from the Stoke fans as he approaches their segment of the London Stadium, really for the first time. Zabaleta, good ball in, well dealt with. Too awkward height that for Eric Peters, up around his left hip, did well. Arnautovic, Zabaleta's onside, clips it towards the back post. I'm sure that David Moyes would have liked to see Masuaku attacking that post, but he didn't, and it's a throw to West Ham.
Yeah, good combination. And the right-hand side, Arnautovic, the Stoke fans booing him. They would love him in their team this evening.
15 played, and they've been quite lively ones. Masuaku, now João Mario, the little Portuguese, just outside the left edge of the Stoke penalty area, curling in away to Declan Rice, lofted by the central defender to Zabaleta. Block challenge, wins the ball. Eric Peters clearing away. No way Shaqiri was going to beat Ogbonna to that. Mark Noble into Arnautovic, round the corner, intended for Edmilson Fernandez. Arnautovic was fouled as he nicked it round the corner. Michael Oliver waited to see if there would be any advantage to West Ham. There wasn't. It's their free kick.
Yeah, Noble into Arnautovic. I think it's the correct decision. He just sees Martin's Indy coming in towards him and buys that free kick. This is an opportunity now for West Ham, 15-20 yards outside the box.
Jack Butland's just assessing his angles, and we've got a little monitor here that shows us Jack Butland asking Ramadan to move about an inch to his left-hand side in what is a two-man wall. Cresswell and João Mario are over it. It's Aaron Cresswell who fires goalwards, and Butland palms that away. The ball is rolling along the goal line at the moment, finally crosses it, and West Ham United have the first corner kick of the game.
It must have been 30 yards plus out there. Cresswell left-footed over the wall, good pace, and Butland taking no chances.
He can do that though, Cresswell. The corner's played short. João Mario. Too much space here for Noble from Stoke's point of view. The header from Shawcross clears it away, and then lashed upfield, but no red and white shirt there, and Masuaku can bring it down for West Ham, who are just having a good little spell here. That's going to be put out of play. Glancing defensive header by Mama Biram Diouf, who was still back, having helped out the defence of the corner. West Ham throw.
Not a lot of short passes so far. I think both managers would have instructed their players, let's not take any chances and be picked off.
João Mario for West Ham, just in from the right-hand touchline. Midway inside Stoke territory, finds Noble. Noble to Kouyaté. Kouyaté for Aaron Cresswell. On to Masuaku, closed down by Kurt Zouma. Masuaku trying to bend across through Kurt Zuma's legs. Inevitably it hit one of his ankles. Joe Allen can clear the ball away. Xherdan Shaqiri is chasing after it enthusiastically and making a nuisance of himself with Sheikh Kouyaté, and in the end conceding a free kick.
Well, I think Shaqiri then, Kouyaté, I counted 3 fouls there.
It just made me laugh there, as we see on the replay, as Shaqiri and Kouyaté square up to each other, and Shaqiri motions his forehead about navel height on Kouyaté. Long ball forward is put out to play by Ryan Shawcross. He might have left that. The result is a West Ham throw, far side, deep inside Stoke territory. Arnautovic to João Mario. Mark Noble now, lofted in towards Zabaleta, won the header over Ramadan, but cleared away by Eric Peters for Stoke. It's bouncing high. Diouf and Kouyaté both went for it. Ogbonna brings it down, centre circle for West Ham, attacking from left to right. Cresswell, poor ball, though I think he's blaming Arnautovic for having moved the wrong way, and the ball goes out of play for a Stoke throw-in, 10 yards up from their own corner flag on the right touchline as they go from right to left. 0-0 here then, 20 minutes played, and both goalkeepers have been called into action. Jack Butland perhaps the slightly, marginally sterner test from the early Masuaku shot. Xherdan Shaqiri's just run out of pitch here, and the pitch at West Ham here of course is so wide that if you run out of pitch here then you really have gone wide. Here's Mark Noble for West Ham, sitting deep inside his own half of the field. The mood is very different at West Ham, isn't it, now, when you think back to that 3-0 loss to Burnley and the constant orchestrated pitch invasions and all the rest of it. Good noise inside the stadium and all supportive so far.
And I think that the Southampton game was so enormous for David Moyes. West Ham scoring early, getting up early, putting that game to bed. Had that gone all wrong, who knows what might have happened.
Pocket of space, Edmilson Fernandez is in it for West Ham, finds Arnautovic wriggling through 2 red and white shirts. It was Unjai, and Joe Allen puts his foot on the ball and looks for Kouyaté to try and keep West Ham moving forward. Zabaleta gives it back to Sheikh Kouyaté. Now touched to his left-hand side of Mark Noble. Noble looking for that space on the left, and Masuaku again, who's keeping Kurt Zouma fully employed down there. Masuaku, I think the ball had crossed the byline. Indeed it had. Stuart Burt, referee's assistant on this near side, raises his flag, and that's going to be a goal kick to Stoke City. More football for you tomorrow night, by the way, and again relegation will be the main cut and thrust of it. We're coming from the Amex as Brighton take on Spurs. Efan Ekoku joining Ali Bruce Ball for that one, and Gareth Southgate is here tonight. Just seen him sitting up in the seats high somewhere, looking down at certainly the 2 England goalkeepers we've talked about. Aaron Cresswell is a recent England international as well. It's Jack Butland with the clearance downfield for Stoke City. Here's Joe Allen, diminutive inside the centre circle, finding Eric Peters. Peters to Martin Zindi, to Ramadan, little touch into Peters. Now Shaqiri, well worked this by Stoke. Shaqiri's found Ramadan. He's on the left edge of the West Ham area, tried to feed it through Zabaleta. It was blocked and cleared away by Declan Rice, hoping that Arnautovic might get onto it. Martin Zindi made sure he didn't. Eric Peters has allowed the ball to get away from him. Zabaleta in quickly. Michael Oliver's whistle says foul by Peters. West Ham free kick. 22 played now.
Final ball from Stoke, works themselves to a good situation down the left-hand side. And Ramadan, a poor cross in, a low cross, easily cut out by West Ham.
Can you tell me, Chris, the teams currently in the Premier League who can boast that they've been in the Premier League for 10 seasons?
No.
They are Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs,
anyone
Chelsea,
Everton
and Stoke. So in that respect, Stoke have I don't know, does that mean they've been punching above their weight those 10 years? I mean, they're in with a very, very exclusive club, basically the very top of the table, and Stoke are the only teams who can say that. But those 10 years just might be coming to an end. They need to win this game. It's Peters with a long ball downfield towards Diouf. Rice
and again isolated. He's got no chance. Diouf, the ball has to be either dropped into his chest where he has a chance of getting it down, or if it is hit long and high, Shaqiri needs to get in touch.
Here's Kouyaté, just short of the halfway line for West Ham United. Flipped by Ogbonna to Rice. Now Mark Noble. It was won by Ramadan. The ball just accelerated away from Noble. Ramadan took it from him and then was blocked off by Sheikh Kouyaté. And Stoke have a free kick, which is probably going to be about 15 yards inside West Ham territory, slightly to the left of centre, as Ramadan did well to dispossess Mark Noble.
That came from a poor pass from Declan Rice into Noble.
The free kick is totally wasted. Noble's ball turns into a great one. Arnautovic is pretty much on his own. His first touch wasn't quite there, and that's allowed Martin Zindi to get back, and then Joe Allen is there to make the block challenge. That could have been more dangerous than it turned out to be. Masuaku for West Ham finding Kouyaté. Into the feet of João Mario, back to goal halfway inside the Stoke half. Kouyaté, Masuaku left touchline, 0-0 on 5 Live. João Mario for West Ham United, trying to find Cresswell in behind Kurt Zouma. Zouma makes the clearance. Arnautovic's first touch just let him down. You don't often see that.
Yeah, it was a poor free kick from Shaqiri, cut out by Noble, long ball in behind, and Martin Zindi did really well. 1v1, Arnautovic, heavy touch. He defended it strongly.
It's kind of player Arnautovic. Always thought, not just because of the name and the sort of vague similarities in the name, but there's definitely something of Ibrahimovic, isn't there, about Arnautovic? The same kind of physical presence as well as the skills and the attitude and the chin up and the shoulders back, and I'm the man. And West Ham fans have bought into that, no question. Masuaku for West Ham, left touchline, dispossessed, but they've got it back again with Aaron Cresswell, and Cresswell seeing no way to go forward because Moritz Bauer is in front of him, goes back to Joe Hart, who clatters it downfield onto the head of Ryan Shawcross. Noble jumps. Masuaku has kept the ball in play. We're goalless at West Ham as they take on Stoke. 25 minutes played. West Ham have edged it. Arnautovic's forward pass, unfortunate. It hit Edmilson Fernandez on the heel and skips into the air kindly for Badu and Jai. Forward to Xherdan Shaqiri, out towards the right hand side. Ramadan is on that far side now, flipped in by Shaqiri and taken by Joe Hart.
He's a danger man, Shaqiri. Every time he gets in and around that West Ham penalty box, he's a threat. Slightly overhit that cross, but West Ham won't want him to get time and space, be able to get his head up and pick a pass.
Here's Arnautovic, nice cushioned header that. Edmilson Fernandez really should have gathered it, but didn't, and Joe Allen can clear away towards Moritz Bauer, who's beaten by Cresswell. Here's Masuaku with Zouma following in his footpaths hard on his heels, and Mark Noble turning away from Shaqiri, just makes the error, the ball rolls away from him. And great delight for the West Ham fans as Moritz Bauer goes to collect the ball to take the throw in and falls over, but he's fine. Takes the throw for Stoke City, and a point here would not be a bad result in the general scheme of things, but they really need 3. They've only won 1 of 10 games with Paul Lambert in charge.
I don't think a point is enough. I really don't. Good result for West Ham. They'll want 3, but Stoke have to win this game tonight.
Jack Butland forward. He's conceded 58 goals this season, Jack Butland. Here's João Mario for West Ham. That's surely a foul by Joe Allen, bundling into the back of the Portuguese. It's taken quickly. Mark Noble turns it away towards Masuaku, left hand side. They're already halfway inside Stoke territory. Now Arnautovic, lovely dummy. João Mario, they dithered and dallied. João Mario touched it back into Arnautovic, who was looking for the 1-2, and Shawcross, Peters and Martin Zindi were in danger of leaving it for each other's there before Martin Zindi put it behind for the corner.
It's really clever from West Ham. Masuaku into Arnautovic, little step over. Mario just poking it back. Arnautovic can't quite get there.
See the quality of João Mario, the vision that he has. West Ham corner, second of the game, they've had them both. 28 played, 0-0, headed away by Kurt Zouma from the crowded penalty area. Noble, without looking, lofts it over his shoulder, hoping it'll land to a claret and blue shirt. It has, and then it's come back to Noble from Ogbonna. Now João Mario. Cresswell just outside that congested area. Lovely ball in. Eric Peters got something on it. Arnautovic. I think that's going to be a free kick, as Marko Arnautovic went shoulder to shoulder with Ryan Shawcross. Shawcross fell over. Michael Oliver blew his whistle. Free kick Stoke.
Good delivery from Cresswell. Whipped in across that 6-yard line. Goyetti nearly getting there, and that's needless from Arnautovic as that ball is popped up in the air. Nowhere for Shawcross to go.
Still down at the moment, Ryan Shawcross, inside the penalty area, having been knocked over by Arnautovic, who would appear to be tying his bootlace. Yeah. He's certainly taking his time about it.
He obviously wore slip-ons as a youngster.
Don't really see any great advantage to Stoke time wasting.
Well, you think Butland would do them up for him, wouldn't you?
Where's his mum? Well, he's managed it in the end. And the free kick will finally be taken by Jack Butland. Right-footed away downfield. Long it goes towards Moritz Bauer. Actually won in the air by Mohamed Biram Diouf. It's ricocheted now to Shaqiri. Left touchline. Shaqiri falling over as he tried to drag the ball back to a teammate. It was Kurt Zouma, I think he was looking for. He's claiming he was pulled back, but the officials didn't think so, and it's a West Ham throw in midway inside their own half of the field. Left side, Aaron Cresswell to take it there. Left back, 0-0 against Stoke City, a result which would favour West Ham more, you would have to think. Lofted up by Mark Noble, dropping down. Edmilson Fernandez beat Martins Indy in the air. Fernandez has stayed down. Long ball downfield, won't find Mohamed Biram Diouf.
Well, Michael Oliver should have stopped the game. If it's a head injury, I think Fernandez holding his chest there. There's an aerial challenge. The referee in that situation should halt the game.
Well, he's only just got back to his feet, the Swiss, after that. I think what it was, he got Martins Indy his forearm, or possibly a little point of the elbow, right into the rib cage, and then he fell quite awkwardly too. But Edmilson Fernandez is okay. And Joe Hart, who's played now 110 games on loan away from Manchester City throughout his long career as a City player, everywhere from Tranmere Rovers to Torino. It's Declan Rice with a long right-footed ball forward. This is dropping to João Mario. Arnautovic is to his left-hand side. João Mario, Arnautovic dragged it
wrong
right
option.
Across goal.
Wrong option from João Mario. He was onside as the ball was cleared by Rice. The right-hand side drives inside, but Masuaku was on a free pass on the left-hand side, elected to slide the ball to Arnautovic, who's 10-12 yards out at the angle, who pulls his shot horribly wide of Jack Butland's right-hand post.
Frustration for those West Ham fans. It's Masuaku again for West Ham. He's on the halfway line, left-hand side. Joe Allen in front of him. He finds João Mario. Now Cresswell have had to retreat to find a little bit of space. The forward ball won by Masuaku. And a ricochet, Michael Oliver says that is going to be a throw into Stoke City, just short of the halfway line, away on the right-hand side. In fact, I think it was a free kick. Ryan Shawcross anyway for Stoke, exchanging a pass with Badu Njai and then deciding to go back to Butland, right-footed away downfield from Jack Butland. Mohamed Biram Diouf beaten to it by Rice. Now Njai and Shaqiri. Is that a foul on Shaqiri? It is. A few groans because one or two West Ham fans thought that Masuaku was going to get away there, but not the case. It was a foul. Stoke have lost their last four, but a little bit unfortunate in some regards in those fixtures. Ramadan round the corner nicely. Biram Diouf. It was a real chance. Hit it too straight really, and right at Joe Hart.
Yeah, clever from Ramadan. and die into him. He's in a central area, plays it round the corner to Diouf. Actually gets a good connection but hits it from 18 yards straight down Joe Hart's throat.
Well, either side, Joe Hart might have had a problem. As it was, he could just stand there and practice his boundary fielding technique. It's West Ham in possession. Sheikh Kouyaté on the halfway line. Zabaleta, Arnautovic, and Joe Hart is, by the way, a very good cricketer. Arnautovic with the throw into Edmilson Fernandez, pulled back. Jean Mario didn't control it. If he had, his second touch might have been a shot at goal. Moritz Bauer with the clearance for Stoke. It's only gone as far as Mark Noble, Cresswell, Masuaku. West Ham asking more questions than Stoke at the moment. João Mario, midway inside the Stoke half of the field. Didn't make the most of his chance there. Declan Rice, he hits one, which is blocked before it had travelled much more than about an inch by Badu Njai. And it's a West Ham throw.
Huge opportunity that. João Mario just couldn't get that first touch right. It all came from a throw-in, quick throw-in. Quick thinking from Arnautovic on the right-hand side. Pulled back. Mario 10-12 yards out, couldn't get the touch right.
Oh, Bonner's giving it away horribly to Joe Allen, and Joe Allen is extremely generously giving it right back again. Edmilson Fernandez for West Ham, finding Sheikh Kouyaté. Mark Noble goes down a little theatrically, but Joe Allen did catch him. And it's a free kick to West Ham United. Here's Arnautovic, just in from the right-hand touchline. You can hear the cat calls from the Stoke fans who are away to our right-hand side. The ball is with Aaron Cresswell, cutting in from the left touchline. Right-footed pass into João Mario, edge of the area, back to goal. Masuaku's cross, Shaw cross stooping to conquer and head clear. It's Mark Noble, clever little dink, looking for Zabaleta, finding Zabaleta. Oh, what a Arnautovic's shot, deflecting off Jack Butland and out of play for a corner. I don't think Butland knew too much about it. It absolutely flattened him.
A wonderful pass from Noble. Allowed Zabaleta near the byline. I wonder whether there was a handball there. Zabaleta, left arm. He punches it into Arnautovic's path. Butland stands big on that near post. It's a big save. Hits him in the chest. Didn't know a lot about it, but crucial for Stoke.
10 minutes to go to half-time. This is bubbling up nicely now. West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0. Live here on BBC 5 Live from the London Stadium. West Ham's third corner kick of the game. Aaron Cresswell is taking his time to make sure the ball is perfectly planted. Steps back now, left-footed, whips it into the near post. Headed away quite comfortably by Mama Biram Diouf. And Masuaku's little bouncer, it was worth a go. Jack Butland's still feeling that, isn't he? As it was smashed at point-blank range by Arnautovic, and if I'm not mistaken, Chris, it smashed Jack Butland right on the chin.
It did. He got his angles right, didn't he? He knew nothing about it, but stood big and strong and solid. Really important. Saving him. Masuaku, 30 yards out, just pulls it wide of that left-hand post.
But the better chances have been West Ham chances. Joe Hart has it for the home side, away to our left-hand side in his lime green, one of those sort of hip-rotating clearances, but it wasn't very good. Eric Peters almost found by Ramadan. Zabaleta is there for West Ham. Should bring it away, turns it infield instead to Mark Noble. Noble got a shout that Shaqiri was closing him down, found Jean Mario, now Sheikh Kouyaté, danger here again, cut out by Martin Zindi with Arnautovic waiting. The pressure is building on that Stoke defence. Man down, I think it's Martin Zindi, is it? No, it isn't. It's Zuma inside the 6-yard box after a collision with Marko Arnautovic, but not necessarily huge clear-cut opportunities, but chances coming fairly thick and fast for West Ham.
Yeah, you feel the last 5 or 10 minutes West Ham really building the pressure, putting Stoke under intense pressure. That was an important clearance, that. It was Martin Zindi who cleared it, and then Arnautovic just stands on Kurt Zuma's foot.
Elsewhere, hold the back page, because Saido Berahino has scored a goal, albeit for Stoke's under-23s against Brighton tonight. He was banished for turning up late for a Stoke under-23 game, but he has just scored for them. It's a consolation. They're 4-1 down. But here's Mama Biram Diouf. All good covering by Declan Rice. Really good covering by the youngster. Biram Diouf got the better of Cresswell, but not Rice. And there was nobody else going to stop him advancing on Joe Hart's goal.
Important. Rice did well to take that away from Diouf.
Zabaleta flipping it round the corner, trying to find Edmilson Fernandez. Eric Peters on the half turn has half volleyed the ball out of play for West Ham, throwing down on this near side. There must be so much tension in those technical areas with Paul Lambert and David Moyes. Zabaleta running into Ramadan. The ball has gone out of play and it's come off Zabaleta last. I'm sure that Zabaleta was amongst the first to congratulate many of his former teammates last night. And don't forget that on 5 Live tomorrow we have a 5 Live special, 7 till 8:30 tomorrow, on Wednesday night, I beg your pardon, on 5 Live, examining the lifetimes, trophies and success of Pep Guardiola. Tomorrow night, seeing as I just mistakenly referred to it, it's Brighton against Spurs live from the Amex in another important game for Champions League qualification, but more so really for the bottom of the table, with Brighton the very, very tricky run-in indeed. We've played almost 40 minutes here at the London Stadium. It's West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0 as we started. João Mario trying to accelerate away, but Njai did really well to stick with him and then dispossess him. Found Shaqiri, flicked on by Shaqiri, trying to knock it one side and run the other of Ogbonna, didn't quite do it. West Ham have possession with Zabaleta, right-footed floater towards Marko Arnautovic, with Martins Indi for company. Arnautovic couldn't control it, and then there's a push by Sheikh Kouyaté into the back of Eric Peters, and Stoke have a free kick, and there are a few groans from the West Ham supporters. Here's Zuma. Bauer is caught, that's late from Masuaku. It's going to be a free kick to Stoke on the halfway line, and it's still goalless at the London Stadium. 5 Live from the BBC, following the wrong end of the Premier League table tonight. West Ham and Stoke all season have been haunted by the spectre of relegation. What a ball by Shaqiri to Ramadan. Ramadan on the turn. Well, he just couldn't get anything like a shot away. Trying to turn Zabaleta, scuffed a shot, which didn't cause anyone any problem. Brilliant pass to him by Xherdan Shaqiri, however, as the flag goes up on the far side, and West Ham will have a free kick for offside. Majestic ball by Shaqiri's left foot.
Yeah, and I think David Moyes before the game would have emphasised that need. Don't let Shaqiri get his head up, because he can make really incisive passes. Wonderful ball over the back line. And Ramadan, I thought he hesitated, took too long. Should have got a shot off. Half a chance for Stoke.
It was, it really was. But the contact was all wrong. The only away game Stoke have won all season in the Premier League was at Watford. West Ham won at Stoke earlier this season, where there were 2 different managers involved, and that is one of only 2 away victories for them. Jack Butland right-footed away downfield. Mama Biram Diouf climbs. Cresswell with the header. Mark Noble. Aaron Cresswell, left side, midway inside his own half. Arnautovic on his chest to João Mario. João Mario brings it down. Njai has done well again, but Sheikh Kouyaté has it for the home side. Kouyaté to Cresswell. Cresswell, 42 played, 0-0 at the London Stadium. Sheikh Kouyaté, 5 yards inside Stoke territory. Square ball, Mark Noble. Retreats a little bit, Mark Noble, as he's confronted by Shaqiri. Then finds the space to feed Edmilson Fernandez. It's a free kick for a foul by Ryan Shawcross, midway inside his own half of the field, and the Stoke defender retreats. And West Ham have this set piece as half-time is approaching. They've got a few contenders, set-piece specialists, but this is Aaron Cresswell, though he's being joined now by João Mario, who fancies a little piece of this action. Arnautovic inevitably on the edge of the penalty area. Kouyaté and Rice and Ogbonna are there too, and Fernandez. In it goes from Cresswell. It's too deep. It's poor, really. Jack Butland took it very comfortably.
That's a waste, and Aaron Cresswell, normally such good delivery, too close to Butland.
It's a push by Arnautovic, and Stoke now have a free kick. Badu Njai picking himself up, and it's going to be a free kick which is about 20 yards or so, 15 yards maybe, inside their own half of the field, close enough to halfway for Jack Butland to decide to come out and take this himself. Stoke's 25-year-old Bristolian, 7 England caps he has, in contrast really to Joe Hart, the senior man, with 75 England caps. Joe Hart, a senior man, but he'll celebrate his birthday. I think he's 33 on Thursday, which is still, reasonably sort of peak of your career for a goalkeeper, isn't it?
Well, he's getting on a bit.
Shares a birthday with Arnautovic, actually, Joe Hart. Might be a bit of cake down at the training ground at Chadwell Heath on Thursday. Here he is, Hart, right-footed, clearing away downfield towards Ryan Shawcross, who wins it in the air for Stoke. Drops on the halfway line. Noble can't find Masuaku, cut out by Moritz Bauer. Here's Kurt Zuma. Zuma is fouled by Masuaku. West Ham have had some good spells in this game, but I just feel the momentum has ebbed away from them at the moment, with half-time almost upon us.
I think they've both cancelled each other out, albeit West Ham have had the better chances. The worrying thing for Stoke, they don't score enough goals, haven't looked like scoring.
Here's Diouf on the edge of the penalty area, bringing down an awkward ball. Couldn't find Eric Peters, cleared away by Edmilson Fernandez up towards Arnautovic. Badu Njai, first time I've seen him in the flesh, Badu Njai, and he started this game in good fashion.
He's a good athlete. I thought he had a good game against Arsenal, gave away a penalty late on. I just feel for Stoke the important thing is when they do get a chance, Steve, a clear-cut chance, they have to take it.
Yeah, got to be taken. They may only get one or two. Here's Joe Allen. He is inside West Ham territory. There's only going to be one added minute, or a minimum of one added minute at the end of the half, and Masuaku's trying to make the most of it. He's fed João Mario. João Mario now 10 yards outside the Stoke penalty area. Back to Masuaku. Needs a good ball from Masuaku. Left-footed, it doesn't get one. Shawcross puts it out of play for a throw.
Another opportunity wasted. Masuaku now on that left-hand side, hitting the first man.
Here he is again, however, from that throw-in, which was taken by Cresswell. Masuaku had better get on with it, because we're deep into that one added minute, and it's going to be goalless at half-time unless West Ham can produce something very late on here. Declan Rice has a look up, fires a long diagonal ball from almost on the halfway line, headed away by Joe Allen of all people. Kouyaté, Mark Noble might as well hit it, does hit it. Butland's behind it with, for a goalkeeper of his quality, a comfortable save.
It's a long way out, Mark Noble, 30 yards out, decent strike. Not going to trouble Jack Butland from that range.
And Michael Oliver puts his whistle to his lips and calls time on what's been an entertaining first half. Good save from Jack Butland early on from Masuaku, and another which he really caught full in the face from very close range from Arnautovic. Couple of sights a goal for Stoke, a bit of a dribbler which was too straight from Mamadou Biram Diouf, and a couple of comfortable saves for Joe Hart. But it is half-time, and it is West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0, which is brilliant, and well done to them. I got a text along similar lines from the Manchester City media department, so apologies to Simon and co who work there. They do a lot of great work, as you were saying, Mark, Manchester City and their community, and they're very proud of the fact, and rightly so. So well done those City fans. That must have taken some coordinating, actually, to raise the money and raise the banner. But thank you, Sheikh Mansour was paid for by the fans and nobody else. We're back underway at the London Stadium. 30 seconds into the second half. It's 0-0 between West Ham United and Stoke City, and there haven't been any half-time substitutions from either agitated manager, as they sit here desperate both to try and turn 1 point into 3, or they should be desperate to turn 1 point into 3. Here's Joe Allen finding Xherdan Shaqiri. He's got Ramadan running to his left. Ramadan will keep this in play on the touchline. Declan Rice comes across. Can Ramadan beat him? He steps away from Rice. Now he's confronted by Zabaleta. He's scooped in a right-footed cross, which is into the gloves of Joe Hart. And that's a shame from Stoke's point of view. Let me just run down the two teams for you. Joe Hart in goal for West Ham, Rice, Ogbonna and Cresswell at the back, Zabaleta, Kouyaté, Noble and Masuaku, the middle four, Edmilson Fernandez and João Mario supporting Marko Arnautovic. Jack Butland in goal for Arnautovic's former club, Zuma, Shawcross, Indy, Peters across the back, Bauer, Allen, Njai, Ramadan, with then Shaqiri free to wander, roam, probe and press behind Mama Biram Diouf. And worth repeating again that it's a strong West Ham bench, stronger than David Moyes has had the opportunity to pick for some time. It includes not only Javier Hernandez but also Manuel Lanzini and Andy Carroll. Chris Sutton, thoughts as the second half is 2 minutes underway, 0-0.
Well, David Moyes in his programme notes says one thing you can be sure of in football is that nothing is certain, but I'm absolutely certain that the second half will be far more exciting than what the first half dished up. But it's up to Stoke to make the running and make the play. They need to win this one. The onus is on Stoke.
Here's Masuaku for West Ham. He's advancing towards the Stoke penalty area. Zuma's done really well there. Just touched it away from Masuaku, then shielded the ball with his body and allowed Moritz Bauer to clear up towards Shaqiri via Joe Allen into the path of Ramadan. Ramadan forward to Diouf. Eric Peters has joined this attack. This is promising from Stoke. 2.5 minutes into the second period on 5 Live. West Ham 0, Stoke 0. Both needy, but Stoke more so. Here's Joe Allen. Joe Allen finding Eric Peters. Chance to cross here. Peters' cross is so poor. Right onto the head of Declan Rice, who was standing 6 yards in front of him. Throw into Stoke.
Story of the night so far for Stoke. That final ball just hasn't been good enough, and they've got into the West Ham final third.
Here's Ramadan. Joe Allen. Eric Peters. This is level with the edge of the West Ham penalty area. Nicely worked. Ramadan back to Peters. He's onside. Pulled back. Shaqiri. Shaqiri tried to find Mama Biram Diouf. He might have been better leaving that because Moritz Bauer was behind him, Sherdan Shaqiri, and arguably better placed.
Yeah, he was. Shaqiri trying to take a touch. Couldn't get the touch right. 6-7 yards from goal. But Bauer was just behind him. The ball would have fallen to him. Stood a far better opportunity, but that's better from Stoke. More intent at the start of this second half.
Yeah, they started the second half looking the more positive of the two sides, and they need to be. Maybe that was the plan. First half, build a platform, stay strong, be steady, be in the game.
Well, what we do know, Steve, this stadium, how it can turn, and we get to 25 minutes left and it's still 0-0. You can imagine the West Ham fans getting extremely nervous.
Here's Arnautovic for West Ham, right-hand side. Playing it back into Zabaleta. They're deep inside Stoke's half of the field. Noble, that's a good ball. Zabaleta's in behind. Zabaleta's cross just too high for Edmilson Fernandez. Couldn't get himself off the ground to meet it. Nicely worked. Zabaleta played in behind. Cross just too tall for Fernandez.
Beautifully weighted pass from Noble. The marauding Zabaleta down the right flank. Too much on the cross and it's cleared to safety.
West Ham corner. They've had all the corners in the game so far. João Mario will take this. Right-footed, curling it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Powerful header away. Mark Noble charged down instantaneously by the onrushing Njai as he hit it from 20 yards or so. West Ham do still have possession away on the right-hand side, and then between them they've managed to put the ball out of play rather carelessly. Ogbonna, the guilty party, with a little bit of help. And it's going to be a throw into Stoke, 10 yards short of the halfway line on the right-hand side. 56,795 the official attendance tonight. Very, very slightly under the average here at the London Stadium. And on published attendance figures, which I know are often questioned, but what else can you go on? West Ham have the 10th highest average for domestic home league games in Europe, bigger than both the Milan clubs, bigger than Atletico Madrid, bigger than Benfica, bigger than Ajax, bigger than the English champions Manchester City, bigger than Liverpool. That's the dream, rubbing shoulders with those kind of clubs that these West Ham fans were sold when they moved here. But here they are, needing 3 points to step nearer safety.
Well, the dream was a world-class stadium, wasn't it, with world-class players. West Ham have got some way to go.
Masuaku, they've been sold that dream before, haven't they? Remember Egert Magnusson? I think he said Champions League in 5 years. They were in the Championship in 2, I think. Here's Sheikh Kouyaté. Zuma got a foot in for Stoke. The ball balloons away to the far side of the field on the halfway line. Picked up by Badu Njai. Well dispossessed by Zabaleta. Here's the Argentine again, Pablo Zabaleta. Clever play, knocks it one side of Peters. Looking to keep Mark Noble in possession, but the foul has gone against Zabaleta, and that's going to be a Stoke free kick just short of the halfway line. It was Eric Peters who was caught in a bit of a Zabaleta-Noble sandwich.
Yeah, just sense, Steve, a bit more urgency from both sides with so much at stake in this second half.
Well, somebody said before the kick-off, necessity is the mother of invention, and one of these sides has got 38 minutes to invent something to win the game. Cresswell, left-footed, smacking it away from the edge of his own area. Eric Peters for Stoke, into Ramadan. Ramadan holding off the challenge of Zabaleta. Arnautovic is back helping out Zabaleta, and to good effect as well. And West Ham have possession inside their own half of the field, yes, but with a little bit of space. Kouyaté, in fact Edmilson Fernandez rather, back to Angelo Ogbonna. That's a poor ball from Angelo Ogbonna, under a little bit of pressure from Moritz Bauer. He's just knocked it 40 yards straight out of play and given Stoke possession.
And Paul Lambert, animated in that technical area. He's like a mini Martin O'Neill, his old boss. They're putting West Ham under pressure now, pressing them. But I think David Moyes would say, well, you know, ideally he wants Ogbonna to play. Don't take risks. Don't give Stoke a cheap opportunity.
53 minutes played. It is tense. It is West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0. 5 Live from the BBC. Brighton versus Tottenham from the Amex tomorrow. It'll be tense there too. There's a good foot in from West Ham's João Mario, but well ridden by Xherdan Shaqiri, finding Eric Peters, playing it square to Joe Allen. 15 yards inside the West Ham half of the field. Zuma right hand side. More purpose about Stoke, but poor ball from Zuma, and Bauer couldn't keep the ball in play on the touchline, and that was a waste. Had lots of bodies forward there, Chris, and just a silly little error.
Well, he's not the greatest technician that's walked the earth, Kurt Zuma, but come on, 10-yard pass.
Here's Ryan Shawcross. Stoke certainly, at one point in the game, they only had about a third of the possession of the football, but I would suggest that statistic has levelled up more since half-time. Joe Allen to Xherdan Shaqiri. Shaqiri trying to wriggle through Mark Noble. Sheikh Kouyaté got in the way. Noble stabs it forward, and Masuaku feeds João Mario. That's nice. Now Edmilson Fernandez has room, has Arnautovic ahead of him. Here is Marco Arnautovic. Fernandez continues his run. Arnautovic ignores it, and Shawcross clears the pass, which was jabbed in the direction of João Mario. Here they come again though, West Ham. Aaron Cresswell, left-footed, curling in. Arnautovic offside. Flag is up, it won't count. I don't think Marco Arnautovic was in the mood to celebrate because it was against his former club. I think he was going to do the convention of the times. But the flag was up and it doesn't count.
Oh, I tell you what a ball in from Cresswell. And Arnautovic, it's marginal. I think he is just off. I think the assistant has that right. Just on the shoulder, gets in between the two centre-halves. Big moment, big call.
It was such a deft header beyond Jack Butler and into the corner of the net. But we do have a monitor here, and the replay suggests it is enormously tight, but nonetheless right. Still 0-0. Sheikh Kouyaté. West Ham over the halfway line. Zuma got a good foot in. Badu Njai here for Stoke City. He's inside the centre circle, and Bauer's made a good run forward. Good energy from Bauer. He's got beyond Ogbonna in the box, lays it square. Oh, and Mama Biram Duke from 5 yards out lifts the ball over the top of Joe Hart's crossbar. Massive chance.
And that has been Stoke's problem all season. Diouf, I think he missed a big opportunity against Spurs last time out, and this He's 6 yards out. Yes, it bounces just in front of him, but he has to hit the target. Stoke don't make many opportunities. When they do, they have to take them. Paul Lambert, head in hand.
Well, it should have been a goal. Just seconds after Marko Arnautovic had one ruled out for offside. Marginal but right offside at the other end. Final score, by the way, in that under-23 games in which Saido Berahino scored for Stoke. Brighton under-23's 5, Stoke under-23's 1. But Berahino had gone a couple of years without a senior goal. I'm not sure that he hadn't scored any goal at all. I don't know.
Are we celebrating goals now in 5-1 defeats?
Well, he might be. It's forward from Cresswell. Masuaku off after it. Kurt Zuma's there first, and Zuma's clearance, it was awkward, it wasn't comfortable, it was high, it's bounced out of play for a West Ham United throw-in. Stoke City here, goals is their problem. It's been their problem all year. Do you know they've only scored more than once in one game since Christmas? That's the problem. Mark Noble unable to control the throw. Joe Allen running away for Stoke towards the halfway line, clipping a ball which was much too close to West Ham's Declan Rice and not near enough to Mama Biram Diouf. Now it's Cresswell over the halfway line to Masuaku. Back again to Cresswell. Mark Noble, right-footed, drilling a good-looking ball to Arnautovic. Takes it on his chest, Arnautovic. Confronted by Shawcross, he's in the box. Plays his square to João Mario. Just behind João Mario, Zabaletta's with him. The angle's tight, the cross is deflected, and Butland catches it as it spooned up and looked awkward as it came off Eric Peters from João Mario. It's a good take.
It's a bit like the chance at the other end where Shaqiri should have left it for Bauer. João Mario should have left that to Zabaleta, but it's opening up the game.
And here's Moritz Bauer for Stoke, and that's a free kick is given to Masuaku. Moritz Bauer is feeling that he's got the rough end of the stick there. It was very little contact.
I thought that the assistant on the near side got that right. I thought there was a tug on the shirt.
It's a free kick to West Ham United, deep inside their own half of the field, and it's going to be taken by Joe Hart. I think Jeff Cameron is getting himself ready, isn't he? It's smashed away downfield, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Eric Peters is there, and Cameron is stripped off, and he's definitely going to be coming on. Eric Peters left-footed away downfield towards Diouf for the little flick on, didn't find Xherdan Shaqiri, and here's Mark Noble centre circle for West Ham. 5 Live from the BBC. It's Cresswell to Masuaku. Masuaku advancing towards the angle of the penalty area, in towards João Mario. Good first touch. João Mario shot, and it took at least one deflection which sapped all the pace out of it and the direction, and Jack Butland can just control it with his right instep. No danger there. 0-0 still.
Put on the half turn well. João Mario would have been better served to feed the ball to Arnautovic on the right hand side.
Well, I sense that I was in the minority in the commentary position here in the first half, but I enjoyed the first half, and I'm enjoying the second half even more. Even Mark Chapman
I'm the same.
The second half.
It was only miserable Mark Chapman who had a problem with the first half.
Jeff Cameron is going to come on, and I think Ramadan is going to be the player who comes off, which might necessitate some sort of switch in formation from Paul Lambert. The ball has gone out of play as West Ham took a throw-in. It's gone out of play off Kurt Zouma, so West Ham will have another throw. Masuaku takes it, and I don't know what on earth he was thinking of. He's just thrown the ball nowhere near a claret and blue shirt, all the way through to Jack Butland, who was standing about 40 yards away. Any idea?
I think that David Moyes would agree with you there, Steve.
He saw the ghost, I think, of some West Ham striker ahead of him. It's a free kick. It's come a little bit scrappy. Free kick to West Ham. Masuaku played it square to Mark Noble, and then the referee says, no, let's get the substitution done and dusted with first. So Ramadan is coming off, and Jeff Cameron is coming on for Stoke City, which well, we'll see what that entails for Paul Lambert. It's not an obvious change, I must confess.
No, I mean, you wouldn't call it an overly positive change, as Cresswell tries a shot from inside his own half. Not going to catch Jack Butland out there.
No. So Butland will clear this away downfield. Jeff Cameron is sitting in Stoke's midfield alongside Badu and Jai. That's the position he's taken up. Here's Shaqiri just outside the area, left-footed shot, deflected and cleared by Zabaleta. Forward it goes from Bruno Martins Indy. Joe Allen with a little flick on. Angelo Ogbonna, a little awkward inside his own penalty area, has made the clearance, however. Kurt Zuma's little chest off, exchanging a pass with Badu and Jai. And here comes Njai into Joe Allen. Masuaku, good foot in. Shek Kouyaté with another. Edmilson Fernandez, centre circle. João Mario with space. West Ham on the break. Marko Arnautovic, red and white shirts back quickly. Excellent tackle. Bruno Martins Indy, clean as a whistle. Now Masuaku for West Ham. And Cresswell. Masuaku, left side of the Stoke penalty area. Through the legs of Zuma to Cresswell, played square. And Shawcross did ever so well to get there in front of Arnautovic and put it behind for what will be West Ham's fifth corner of what is becoming an increasingly entertaining game.
That's top defending. Cresswell down the left-hand side puts a tantalising ball across the face of goal. Shawcross, right place, right time. Corner West Ham.
João Mario is going to take this for West Ham United, looking for a 7th home win in the league this season if they can find it. It would almost ensure safety. Here's Noble free on the edge of the box. Careless Stoke with their marking. Joe Allen made the block, and Shawcross then with a clearance. He thought he'd been fouled. A throw into West Ham has been awarded. Stoke had switched off from the corner, and he had all kinds of space. Mark Noble on the edge of the box. Here's a clearance from Kurt Zuma, right side of his own penalty area, up towards Shaqiri. He's never going to win a header ahead of Cresswell. And Masuaku feeds Mark Noble. Left touchline, yard inside that touchline to Masuaku, to Kouyaté inside the centre circle. Kouyaté to Zabaleta. Declan Rice. Rice back to Pablo Zabaleta. Has a little bit of room, Zabaleta. Looks up, Edmilson Fernandez is ahead of him. Here he is, the Swiss. Plays it back to Declan Rice, still a teenager, getting really valuable first-team experience, Rice. That's a good ball to Kouyaté, tried to wriggle it through to Zabaleta. Cleared away by the retreating Moritz Bauer. Good moments, good spell again for West Ham.
Yeah, it is good ball on that right-hand side. There's now who's going to step up, who's going to make a name for themselves, who's going to be the bravest.
Well, Allen has found Shaqiri for Stoke, and Joe Allen is then flattened by João Mario. It's going to be a free kick to Paul Lambert, Stoke City, just inside their own half of the field. Given to Xherdan Shaqiri, which is a ploy which Stoke uses often as they can, hoping for some magic. In it goes from Shaqiri, headed out by Ogbonna. Joe Allen almost got onto it. I think the effect of the substitution, hold on, I'll say that in a minute, because here comes Njai for Stoke, turning it square, blocked by Aaron Cresswell and cleared away by Masuaku. I think the plan of taking off Ramadan and bringing on Cameron is to try and get Joe Allen further up the pitch.
Yeah, and Bauer off the left-hand side as Arnautovic uses his body superbly. Backs into Shawcross trying to win the ball. Arnautovic fending him off. Shawcross getting him in a headlock there. The correct decision from Michael Oliver. Yes, there has been a change for Stoke with Cameron coming on. Shaqiri out to this right-hand side with Allen. Do you say in a 10 position?
Yeah.
Off Diouf.
Well, he has scored some valuable goals for Stoke City, certainly last season. He took everybody by surprise with his scoring statistics, Joe Allen. He's got 10 for the club since he joined. In goes the free kick. Butland Kane didn't make it his. Arnautovic didn't either. Zabaleta can swing it into the danger area. João Mario is there. Kouyaté there. Out by Shawcross. Masuaku, they want to see him shoot. Instead he goes round the defender Zuma, and it's cleared away from inside the box by Martins Indy. Allen can't clear, and it's gone through the goalkeeper. Edmilson Fernandez, it's offside again. Well, Edmilson Fernandez struck it. It went under Jack Butland. It must have been Arnautovic in an offside position, but did he touch it?
Well, this is hugely controversial because Fernandez certainly was offside. As the ball is fed to him left-footed. See, 22 yards out, and he strikes it. Arnautovic is in an offside position.
He does try to play it, Chris. He does try to play the ball.
So it's a correct decision.
Whether he actually touched it or not is immaterial, because he attempted to flick it, and he's 3 yards offside.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision.
And Butland virtually let it go in the net. I mean, Chris, I mean, it went under him, let's say. It would have been a poor piece of goalkeeping if the goal had counted.
He couldn't have thought of that in that split second, that moment there, that Arnautovic, just that little raise of his left foot towards the ball, whether he got the slightest touch or not, however they got to the decision, it was the correct one.
Here's João Mario. West Ham feeling aggrieved now. Arnautovic's dummy, but Eric Peters was behind him, not Edmilson Fernandez. And Peters plays it back to Jack Butland, and now the offside flag goes up on this near side. And it's Daniel Cook, the referee's assistant, on the far side. He's pretty new on the Premier League list, and he's made there what actually are two very tight calls, but I think he's got them both right, and credit to him.
Yeah, that was a good call, a brave call.
Well, 0-0 still, but West Ham are certainly asking the questions. Here's João Mario. He's found space. About to enjoy a bit late to close him down. Then he's caught, João Mario, and here's a free kick to West Ham United. 4-5 yards, maybe at the most, outside the Stoke penalty area for the foul on João Mario. Cresswell will fancy this.
And since that Paul Lambert substitution, the game has really opened up. I think risk and reward, but it's West Ham who look the more threatening, and this is well within range for Aaron Cresswell, although Arnautovic over the ball as well.
Yeah, and I suspect that Arnautovic may feel he can pull rank on this one. I'm not sure. It might suit the left foot of Cresswell better, though. It is slightly to the right of centre. It's a long red and white Stoke wall. It's Cresswell round the wall. Good save by Butland. I think a very good save, because I'm pretty sure that took a deflection on its way. Masuaku to Noble. Noble playing it square to Cresswell, who took that free kick. Cresswell is tripped by Joe Allen. Stoke cannot get out at the moment, Chris. They've got to face another free kick now, slightly to the left of centre.
Oh, you're right. It was Jack Butland's side from the Cresswell free kick, but it takes a slight deflection off Joe Allen's head. Butland gets down to his right-hand side, makes the save.
Well, Stoke are going to make a change here prior to the free kick, and Peter Crouch is coming on. Moritz Bauer is going off. And we have 21 minutes of normal time to play. West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0, and on comes Peter Crouch for Stoke City, 37 years of age. His first job to try to defend this set piece. João Mario is going to take it. There are three in the Stoke wall this time. João Mario goes for goal. It's come off that wall and gone behind for a sixth West Ham corner kick, and the statistic I gave you earlier still counts. West Ham have had all the corners in the game so far.
Yeah, it wasn't the best free kick. João Mario
might try and make amends with this corner, however. West Ham left side, in it goes Butland. Good fist that, nicely controlled by Edmilson Fernandez, edge of the area. He's looking to see if he can't tee someone up, and he couldn't. Masuaku plays it to Noble. Noble, the space on the right hand side, and danger here. West Ham have 5 or 6 in the penalty area. The cross is charged down, and it's another corner kick to West Ham United. The pressure on Stoke is building and building and building. They need a win, but at the moment they're hanging on by their fingertips to 0-0.
Yeah, they can't get out. West Ham penning Stoke in, corner after corner, free kick after free kick. Can they make one of these count?
Stoke fully employed here, keeping West Ham at bay. It's a corner kick. Cresswell, left-footed, in towards the near post, headed firmly away by Ryan Shawcross. No red and white shirt left upfield. Mark Noble has all the time he needs to go and get the ball. Masuaku on the halfway line, closed down now by Joe Allen, touching it back to Zabaleta. Zabaleta goes long and right-footed, and the heads climb. Ogbonna won it. Here's Arnautovic. Arnautovic to João Mario, looking for Arnautovic again, comes to Ogbonna, holding off Joe Allen. João Mario for West Ham, lovely bit of skill, draws the foul, free kick again to West Ham, further out this time, very central.
Yeah, Michael Oliver on the spot, clever feet. João Mario fools Jeff Cameron, who takes João Mario standing left foot away, further out. This one 30 yards, central.
Well, if 3 cuts of the grass gets you to the edge of the penalty area, which it does, that means each cut of the grass is 6 yards, and this is another 2 outside the penalty area. So 18 and 12 is 30, Chris. You were absolutely bang on. It's a free kick which is very central. It's 0-0. 27 minutes into the second half of the game. West Ham, if they win, would go above Watford in the Premier League table into 12th place on 37 points. I don't see how they could go down from there. But that's if they win. And at the moment, they're not. Cresswell hits the free kick straight into the Stoke wall. Stoke might even break here, except they've given the ball back to Noble. Noble is tripped by Joe Allen, is he? Another free kick. Another free kick. This one's 5-6 yards outside the Stoke penalty area, to the left of centre.
Well, I think Cresswell thought the wall would jump and went for power underneath it. They didn't jump. Noble picked the seconds up, brought the free kick. Can they make one of these count?
Well, they've now had, I make it 4 free kicks and 3 corners in the space of about the last 7 or 8 minutes of the game, in which I doubt whether Stoke have even had possession of the ball inside the West Ham half in that time. João Mario took the last one from here and it wasn't very good. Cresswell's taking this one, left-footed, floated in, and it just went over the top of Kouyaté and Ogbonna. Almost went between their heads and harmlessly out of play. And as they say at the beginning of Hamlet, for this relief, much thanks. Stoke are very happy indeed with that.
I've not read Hamlet, I have to say, Steve, but a bit of respite for Stoke. Crouch has gone centrally, as you'd expect. It looks like Juve off the left-hand side. Joe Allen still in that 10 role.
That was a very intense few minutes, wasn't it? Here comes Stoke. Joe Allen left side now. Crouch is an option in the middle. That's what he's on for. The cross is half blocked by Zabaleta and then cleared by Rice, and Mark Noble brings it away for West Ham. Plays it up the line to Edmilson Fernandez. There's a foul by Cameron on Mark Noble.
Just wonder whether Michael Oliver was thinking yellow card there, Noble.
He hasn't shown one yet in the game to anybody. There's 15 minutes to play. The tension... It's beautifully poised, Chris. It's beautifully poised because so much is at stake for both sides, and the tension is now really palpable. It's still West Ham United 0, Stoke City 0. Javier Hernandez will be on shortly. He's getting some instructions from Stuart Pearce, and the instructions will basically involve put the ball in the net. Here's Ogbonna, left-footed, swinging it towards Masuaku. Zuma won the header. Xherdan Shaqiri for Stoke. It's gone out of play, and it's their throw-in midway inside their own half of the field on the right-hand side. Kurt Zuma is going to take this, and West Ham have Hernandez stripped and ready, waiting his moment. Throw-in's taken. Cresswell lifts it away downfield. Marko Arnautovic is underneath it. João Mario dispossessed by the impressive Badu Ndiaye. Ndiaye to Eric Peters' left-hand side. We've ticked now into the last 15 minutes of the game. We're waiting for the first goal. The importance of that first goal, if we get one, gets greater with every minute that goes by, because the later it is, the less chance there is of whoever concedes it getting back into the game. It's a throw into Stoke.
And here he comes, Hernandez. Interesting to see the
Fernandez off, Hernandez on. With 14 minutes to play. Well, one thing you absolutely cannot question about Javier Hernandez is his ability to take a chance.
No, David Moyes has his roll of the dice. Paul Lambert's gone for it. David Moyes, 14 minutes, puts a natural finisher on. Guy who knows where the back of that net is. The goal from him would surely be enough for West Ham.
Here's West Ham on the front foot again. Hernandez with his first touch was a header which didn't find Arnautovic. Mark Noble outside of the right boot spreads it to Cresswell. Now Masuaku infield. Look at the space for João Mario. João Mario finds Sheikh Kouyaté. Kouyaté slipped as he tried to turn it square, which was a shame for West Ham, and it's cleared away comfortably by Jeff Cameron. Crouch with a little flick on. Didn't find Shaqiri. Masuaku. It's really all been West Ham the last 15 minutes or so. João Mario infield towards Mark Noble. Noble turning away from Peter Crouch into João Mario. West Ham flowing nicely at the moment. Marko Arnautovic's touch off. Very important foot in. Short cross. Nick of time. Here's Shaqiri. Angling a little run away from Ogbonna. He's not beaten Ogbonna yet, though.
That's the problem with Peter Crouch. Shaqiri half turn, that doesn't have that pace to get him behind.
Join us for the 5 Live Social 0808 5909 693. Relegation looming. What has gone wrong for Stoke City? Well, it's looming unless they can find a goal in the last 13 minutes. We'd love to hear from you, Stoke fans and West Ham fans. Do you want David Moyes to stay at the club next season? He's done a pretty good job taking them from 18th to 14th, and can Manchester City retain their title? An awful lot to talk about as the issues begin to get decided in the Premier League. Arnautovic Square, we're 0-0 at the London Stadium with 12 minutes to go. West Ham 0, Stoke 0. Here's Kurt Zouma jabbing it in towards Xherdan Shaqiri. Shaqiri kills it dead with his left foot and touches it off to Badu Ndiaye. Shaqiri directing the traffic, gets it from Crouch where he wanted it, turns it square to Eric Peters. Peters into the box. Juve, can he turn? It's come to Joe Allen. Allen, Shaqiri, wrong foot, gets it on his left, hits the shot, Hart spills it, and Peter Crouch has scored for Stoke City with 11 minutes to go. Joe Hart has dropped it at the feet of Peter Crouch, and he's fired Stoke in front. What a priceless goal from Peter Crouch.
And a huge substitution. Get the big man Crouch on, and he does so well. Peter Crouch, it's a terrible, terrible error from Joe Hart. He spills it, it's a routine effort, but Crouch doesn't wait. He gambles that Joe Hart will spill it. I think it's Shaqiri on his left foot. Doesn't generate real pace on it. Bounces just in front of Joe Hart, and Crouch pounces. And how crucial could that goal be for Stoke and their survival bid?
Oh dear, Joe Hart. It was straight at him from Shaqiri, straight into his gloves, and he simply let it squirm onto the right foot of Peter Crouch. West Ham 0, Stoke City 1.
Well, Gareth Southgate here this evening, and I wonder what he makes of that error.
Now, they've got something to defend, Stoke, and boy have they had to defend in this second half, but there are only 10 minutes left now. João Mario inside the penalty area. Javier Hernandez goes down, nothing doing. A great holler and a hoot from the Hammers, but nothing doing, and Hernandez has to pick himself up.
No penalty. There's a looping ball, and Hernandez just trying to use his body back into Bruno Martins Indy, and throws himself to the floor.
No chance. 08085 909 693 is the number to ring. We're going to be on from the London Stadium until 10:30. England's goalkeeper is an issue which might be worth discussing. Manuel Lanzini is coming on for what remains of this game, about 9 minutes. Lanzini back on after a knee injury, back in the setup for West Ham after a knee injury, and replacing Masuaku. Here comes Stoke again with Shaqiri. Shaqiri advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Mama Biram Diouf, it's an awful touch. He has to go and chase his first touch. Keeps the ball in play on this near touchline, dispossessed by Lanzini, and Rice can clatter the ball away downfield. to Arnautovic. And now Hernandez from the Arnautovic layoff. It's got a long way to go. Javier Hernandez runs into Martins Indy. It's a free kick. It's a free kick just outside the penalty area. West Ham fans want to see red. Martins Indy gets yellow.
I think the defender was round. Positive play. Good link up from the front two. Hernandez driving at Bruno Martins Indy. Shawcross has got round to no red card. But this is probably the best opportunity West Ham have had from a free kick. The right sort of range.
Just to say, Peter Crouch was booked for his celebrations. He ran virtually into the Stoke City fans. I didn't see the shirt come off, but Michael Oliver felt he'd overdone it. 9 minutes to go, needing a win. Impossible. But this free kick now, Lanzini, who's just come on, is over it. Cresswell is over it. It's plumb centre, 25 yards out. It's Lanzini, and it hits the wall again. Xherdan Shaqiri for Stoke City. They've had 5 set pieces now, West Ham, around the edge of the Stoke City penalty area. They've had 7 corners. They've had the bulk of possession. They've had the vast majority of the chances, and yet they haven't scored, and Peter Crouch has. Here's Arnautovic, cleared away by Cameron. Joe Allen, time for cool and calm heads now for Stoke City. Joe Allen has lost the ball. João Mario, little turn by Hernandez, couldn't find Arnautovic. It's Eric Peters who was in there making life difficult for Zabaleta, who'd attacked the little touch off from Hernandez. And Sheikh Kouyaté finds Mark Noble. Noble to João Mario, right touchline, level with the edge of the Stoke penalty area. Infield to Lanzini. Lanzini towards Sheikh Kouyaté. I wonder if Andy Carroll is in David Moyes' thoughts now. He's on the bench. In it goes. Lovely ball from Cresswell. Shawcross dealt with it well. Zabaleta back into the danger area, and Jeff Cameron is very happy to put it behind for West Ham United's 9th corner kick of the game.
And Stoke are camped as that ball's headed across from Zabaleta. There are no takers, and it's scrambled clear.
This is great stuff now. 7 minutes to go. West Ham 0, Stoke 1. In goes this corner kick. Out it goes in. Another good defensive header. João Mario, rising shot. Was it deflected? No. It's a goal kick to Stoke City. And the longer the ball stays off the pitch, the happier they will be, because they are edging ever nearer now to 3 absolutely invaluable points.
It was must win, this game, for Stoke. Just seeing the goal again. I think Joe Hart was in the mindset he wanted to get the ball away. I thought not that much pace, he could have gathered it in. Anyway, he made a complete hash of it. But that's why Peter Crouch over the years has scored the amount of goals he has. He just gambles, he expects a mistake, and he makes West Ham pay.
That is his 198th goal in English club football, Peter Crouch. Lanzini plays it square to João Mario. João Mario to Zabaleta. Arnautovic is there, couldn't find it. Lashed away by Njai, but anywhere would do. Noble's got it. We're in for a huge last 5 minutes here. It's headed away by Zuma. Stoker hanging on. Xherdan Shaqiri wants a free kick, and he's got a free kick. And it's a yellow card for Sheikh Kouyaté for West Ham United. Silly foul, exactly what Shaqiri wanted.
And here comes Andy Carroll. Shaqiri takes the ball in. Kouyaté tries to nick it off him and catches him. Shaqiri in no rush to get up.
The not so wily Kouyaté there, as João Mario goes off and Andy Carroll comes on for West Ham. Can he come on and earn his side a point, Andy Carroll? He's missed the last 13 games. Stephen Ireland is ready to come on for Stoke, by the way, back from a broken leg. Talk about injury problems that Andy Carroll has had. What about Stephen Ireland? But in the 6 seasons at West Ham, Andy Carroll has averaged 21 games a season. Basically means he misses half of every season. It's the last change, and it's Stephen Ireland who is coming on, and Mama Biram Diouf who is going off for Stoke City here. The big question is, with 5 minutes to go, can Paul Lambert's side hang on for what would be only their second away win of the season, only their second win under Paul Lambert, and earn themselves 3 huge points? The other big question is, can Mohamed Biram Diouf walk any more slowly to the near touchline as he makes way?
Well, you just wonder how much time Michael Oliver will allow. Well, you can imagine what's going through Paul Lambert's head. Must win, they're in front, can they see it through?
It would take them above Southampton, still in the relegation zone. Stoke, they would have played one more game as well compared to Southampton, but it's about momentum and confidence at this stage, and a win can completely transform the mindset. Oh dear, I think there's some ironic cheers. I hope they were from Stoke fans for Joe Hart, not from West Ham fans, as he gathered a routine back pass. It's a clearance downfield which Arnautovic heads on towards Carroll. It's lumped out of play. West Ham have a throw in, and there are 3 minutes to go now on 5 Live. West Ham United, are they being sucked back in to the mix when they thought that they were on the kind of run of form which would see them clear? Carroll goes down inside the penalty area, nothing doing. Again, huge shout from the West Ham fans. Here's Eric Peters. Now Arnautovic goes down. That is a free kick.
Well, I tell you what, Stoke have to be careful how they're trying to handle Andy Carroll. There's Bruno's Martins Indy and Carroll backing in.
Yeah.
I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but they don't want to give silly free kicks away. Whether Carroll throws half an elbow there.
Last thing Michael Oliver needs is another contentious stoppage time penalty decision. It's a West Ham free kick. It's 3 yards, if that, outside the Stoke penalty area, right on the right-hand angle of the box. It's whipped into the danger area, and it's headed up and over the top of the crossbar for another West Ham United corner kick.
This is crucial, Steve. That header, brilliant left-footed ball, whipped in on top of Jack Butland, and Crouch was there.
In the corner is short. It's swung in towards Carroll. Touched off by Carroll to Noble. No red and white shirt forward. Noble is then put under pressure by Eric Peters, but turns around the Stoke man. Noble trying to play it back towards Rice. Rice right-footed, floats it in the box. Poor defensive header from Martins Indy. Swept away by Stephen Ireland towards halfway. Zabaleta gets there ahead of Shaqiri. Here's Ogbonna for West Ham. Desperate for anything they can get now from this game. There are around about 1.25 minutes of normal time to play. West Ham 0, Stoke 1. Cresswell in, looking for Carroll. Little touch. Arnautovic has kept the ball in play on the byline. Back to Andy Carroll. Inside the box left side. Good block by Jeff Cameron. Helped by Stephen Ireland. Whacked away downfield. But Declan Rice is there for West Ham. Stoke don't have an out ball really. Here's Noble inside the centre circle. West Ham United desperate now for a break any kind of way to get through this Stoke defence. The rear guard has been so strong. In it goes. Good punch by Jack Butland. Peter Crouch in a left back position hammers the ball downfield as far as he can. Ogbonna is underneath it.
They're just trying to work a little angle. West Ham get the angle for the cross.
30 seconds. Carroll! Carroll for West Ham United. It is an extraordinary story. He's missed 13 games. He's been on the pitch about 4 minutes, and he volleys left-footed beyond Butland into the corner of the Stoke City net. It is West Ham United 1. It is Stoke City 1, and it is Andy Carroll.
Well, it's heartbreak for Paul Lambert and the Stoke team, but this is an unbelievable finish from Andy Carroll. Crossed in from the left-hand side. He's got so much to do. 16, 17 yards out, pace on the ball. Yes, he gets that left hip up over the ball, hammers the ball into the far corner. And West Ham, what a valuable comeback. What a crucial goal from Andy Carroll.
It's an unbelievable finish from Andy Carroll. Njai has been shown a yellow card for a trip on Kouyaté. I think it was 4 minutes. It is minimum of 4. Njai in the book, and suddenly West Ham United believe they may take those 3 points after all.
Well, both managers brave with the substitutions. Andy Carroll, I mean, that is an incredible finish. Such a difficult skill.
Stoke must not lose this now. Hernandez! There's a push. It's not going to count. Michael Oliver has ruled it out. Hernandez put it in the net. And West Ham have had another goal ruled out.
It's a handball. Going into Andy Carroll.
Yeah, handball.
It's a big call.
It's a great finish on the Mexican, but as it dropped down, Carroll, it rolled down his left arm into the path of Hernandez.
I think that's harsh. I think that's a really harsh call, I do. Andy Carroll, is that deliberate?
Oh. Well, it's given. That's what matters. Now, Cresswell's got a yellow card. He's lunged into Shaqiri, and Stoke have a free kick. And this is level with the edge of the West Ham penalty area. A fantastic climax. Now, surely there isn't another twist in the tail. Is the West Ham fans are not giving the ball back, and someone has found a replacement.
What I would say, Steve, what a stupid free kick to give away and allow Stoke the opportunity with the height of Peter Crouch now to whip a ball in. Not many better than Shaqiri at delivering, and if it lands on Crouch's head, who knows? In it goes, danger area!
Joe Hart came for it, and I think he got enough on it. It is a corner kick to Stoke City, their first of the game, in the 93rd minute of the game.
Well, he got lucky, Joe Hart, no man's land.
Shaqiri's going to take this. Suddenly it's West Ham clinging on. In it goes deep towards Crouch back post. The header is straight into Joe Hart's midfield. West Ham fans want their goalkeeper to smash the ball downfield. Instead he's rolled it to Cresswell. Cresswell, he finds Javier Hernandez. Hernandez was onside but couldn't control a difficult dropping ball, and Peters can find Butland. Is there time for another mad twist in this game? It's bouncing inside the centre circle. Kouyate's gone down holding his face after a collision with Jeff Cameron. It's going to be a West Ham free kick.
Yeah, and it's the same now at the other end. Stoke, silly free kick, allows West Ham another opportunity to get the ball into the box for the big man.
Tense doesn't do it justice. It's 1-1. West Ham have had 3 goals ruled out. Up it goes towards Carroll. Controls on his chest, Andy Carroll. Carroll outside the penalty area, just lays it square. Lanzini blocked on the edge of the penalty area, rebounds away. Ogbonna, brilliant, got himself in front of Crouch. Brilliant play by Ogbonna. Here's Lanzini, pocket pick though, and Stoke charge downfield, and this is Kurt Zouma to Xherdan Shaqiri, and they've got 5 and 6 players in this attack. Shaqiri to Stephen Ireland knocks it up, and is that a foul? The flag's up on this near side. It's offside. It's offside. I'll tell you what, I thought Stuart Burt was going to give a penalty, the referee's assistant, for a foul on Kurt Zouma.
Oh, it's a clever spot from Shaqiri to Ireland, but he gets it right. Good call again.
I'll tell you what, I bet David Moyes found that thought creeping into his mind as well. Here's Stephen Ireland for Stoke inside his own half the field. He's given the ball away. Lanzini forward. Hernandez is there. Desperate stuff now from Stoke. Zouma downfield. Shaqiri, and Michael Oliver has blown his whistle, and it is despair really for Stoke City, because they have thrown away 2 points right at the end of the game. Or let's give West Ham some credit, they've wrestled 2 points from them. A game of substitutes. Peter Crouch came on, scored crucially for Stoke City after a horrible mistake by Joe Hart, and right as the clock ticked beyond 90 minutes, Andy Carroll back after 13 games out with a brilliant finish, left-footed volley in a game in which West Ham also had 3 goals ruled out. West Ham 1, Stoke 1.